you for finding where we are, God. Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. You have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. Yeah, you have been so, so kind to me. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves to 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Your love is just that good, Daddy. Oh, it's just that good, God. When I was your fault, when I was your fault, still your love fought for me. Yeah. You have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, when I felt no worth, you paid it all for me, Lord. You have been so, so kind to me. And all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. And oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, and leaves the 99. Hey, I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. And oh, the overwhelming, never, reckless love of God. Oh, so good, Lord. Thank you for seeing us, seeing us, seeing us, oh God. Yeah. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, no shadow you won't
light up, mountain you won't climb up,
coming after. Oh, no wall.
There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down,
Coming after me. Hey, there's no shadow.
mountain you won't climb up, coming after me.
No wall you won't kick down.
Wall you won't kick down, lie you won't
Tear down.
coming after me.
There's no shadow, no.
Shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me.
You'd leave the 99 because you love me.
There's no
No wall you won't kick down. Oh,
coming after
and all the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love. Yeah. Oh, it chases. Oh, leave. I couldn't earn it. Yeah, I don't deserve it. Give yourself away. Yeah, and all the overwhelming, reckless love of God. Yes, Lord. Yeah.
Fellowship Worship Collective doing what they do. Yes, come on. Reckless love of God. It's Veterans Day. Are y'all at home? Y'all working? Who working today? Are y'all off today? What y'all doing today? I know kids. When we was growing up, we had kids didn't get Veterans Day off. But my kids at home got Veterans Day. Got Veterans Day off. What y'all got? What y'all got? Y'all at home? Y'all working today? We hanging out today? Uh, Let me see. Working. Okay, so folks is working today, huh? Someone don't want to be here, but I feel I need to be. Good one. Jordan Boone, you hurting this morning? Well, Doc, the Lord's got healing for you this morning. I'm glad you're here. God's got a plan for your life. Lean in, find gratitude, be thankful that you're here, and know that God's going to make a way. All right, Cynthia's off. My kids are grown, retired. Pastor, you're not live on Fellowship. I'm not live on Fellowship. I'm gonna check it out. All right. Well, while y'all working, let me get y'all encouraged while you're working here today. Let's go. Let's get it started. Good news today, Veterans Day edition. Let's go. Hey, hey. Everything.
Everything's gonna be okay. Gonna hear some good news today.
Come on.
Oh, joys, pains, ups, downs are working all day. Everything's gonna be okay.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son,
Everything's gonna be okay.
that whosoever will believe in him shall not perish but have
Everything's gonna be okay.
everlasting life.
Gonna hear some good news today.
Yo, turn my mic up. Y'all ain't see this coming. Get ready to catch this. Come to snatch your righteous mind, not your edges. God is the goal, and then there's the period. This thing is real. Woo-cha, we serious, intentional, original. God is in control. Do it for your soul. Gotta let the whole world know.
Ayo, ayo. Yeah.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Oh.
Gonna hear some good news today.
Hey, everything's gonna be okay. Let the people say, God's gonna make a way. Hey, everything's gonna be okay. Yo, Veterans Day, we celebrating. Who is the best person that's done the Star Spangled Banner? Whose rendition of the Star Spangled Banner is the absolute best? Who you got? Put it in the comments. Who's done the best one? Who's done the best one? The best Star Spangled Banner. The best version. Who got the best version? All right. Somebody say Whitney. Hendrix. Oh yeah, Hendrix was sick. Whitney, Fergie. Okay, you're definitely kidding. Beyonce. Any Beyonce? Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's one was sick. Marvin Gaye's one was sick. Yo. My favorite Star Spangled version. Julie, stop. This is my favorite version of the Star Spangled Banner. Check it out.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Come on. Come on. Come on. It don't get no better than that right there. Come on. You feel that? Woo! Where's your face up there? Oh my goodness. Almost brings me to tears every time. Larissa's somewhere in her room crying right now. There she is. She in the comments. That's Connie Larissa Tate. Oh wow. Here's the thing. She was 16 years old when she did that. I still can't believe that. She's a year older than Zoe. That's crazy. That's pretty crazy. She's 16 years old when she sang that in front of thousands of people. Wow. So that was my Jill. That's Larissa. That's my sister Larissa in the Mississippi Mass Choir. Yeah, that's my sister. Isn't that crazy? So that is the absolute best version of the Star Spangled Banner. Scoot over Whitney. Make room for Rissa. Come on in here, somebody. Yo, as we think about the work of veterans and kind of what I want to talk about and encourage you with, uh, what I want to encourage you with today, Jill says, jeez, windpipes. Oh my goodness, isn't that good? It's just so moving. I'm telling you, it's the best one. So on your Instagram, on your Facebook pages, go grab it off of YouTube, Mississippi Mass Choir, Star Spangled Banner. Go grab it off of YouTube and share the love today. Spread it out, send it out, put it on your things. I love it. Scooch over, Whitney. Scooch over. Scooch over. All right, y'all stop texting on this thread. It's gonna be buzzing during my show. Y'all chill out. Uh, my friends texted. In the military, there is an intense preparation process. The preparation process is so intense because, unlike a basketball game, or unlike a football game, or unlike soccer practice, practice is preparation for a moment. And while football game moments are significant, in military, you're practicing for moments that will, I mean, have impact, could have life or death impact. Like, so you are practicing for those moments. And in the military, they want to make sure that you are well trained, well groomed, well developed, but also watch this. It's a value to be well rested. It's a value to be confident in the plan. It's a value to be rested and prepared, because they know if you don't show up rested, there's a high likelihood that you could show up reckless. They know that if you don't show up rested, there's a high likelihood that you could show up reckless. I think what I've been pushing us towards, and as we get to the holiday season and as we begin to think about a new year, it is so, so important. It is so, so important. It is so, so important that you grab these values, and these practices of sitting in the presence of the Father. Sam, call you. What up, Doc? Holla at me. I got a word for you, brother. I got a word for you. That's why I texted you that. So holla at me whenever you get a chance. I know you're busy. But the practice of these values are everything. And here's the thing. In the presence of God, He's restoring things that you can't even name. In the presence of God and in your time with Him and in your prayer with Him, He's doing things in and for you and through you that you can't even name. So it's something significant about practicing the presence of God and getting that rhythm so that when your divine moment shows up, you can show up, watch this, rested and not reckless. You can show up rested and not reckless. You can show up rested and focused and not distracted and reckless. Because there is an assignment, there is a thing that God desires to do, but you got to show up, yo. You got to show up, and you got to show up from a place of rested restoration, redemption. God is doing all of that. So as you sit with him in your regular time in the mornings, whether it's here on Good News Today, your prayer time, spending time in prayer, going before him, find a rhythm so that you can show up rested, because yo, the last thing you need to do in this season is show up reckless. You cannot afford to show up reckless. There are some conversations, watch this. There's some conversations where you are going to need to be your best. You're going to need to be at your best. You're going to need to be focused. You're going to need to be standing in the spirit. You're going to need to be discerning, because the enemy is going to try to distract you. It may be a hard conversation, and it may be the rest may be the difference between you blessing someone or cussing someone. Hello, somebody. It's the difference between you showing up focused and distracted. It's the difference between you showing up rested or reckless. So in this season of your life, can I just tell you, if you ain't rested, then you're operating reckless. Even if ain't nothing reckless happened, your behavior is reckless, because the likelihood of you operating in a way outside of God's purpose and plan is really high if you ain't spent time with him. If you ain't centered yourself and anchored yourself in his presence and allowed him to remind you of who you are, the chances of you being reckless is high. It's just like you going for 3 days without sleeping and then driving. You may be driving and ain't hit nothing, but oh, what you doing is sure enough reckless. And the likelihood of you hitting something is really high. When was the last time you sat and had a Sabbath? When was the last time you had a Sabbath? When was the last time you took a day, half a day, just to reorient yourself around God's purpose, God's plan, and just to rest? Some of you are running out here in these spiritual streets reckless because you ain't resting. Because you ain't resting. Rest is not some cool option for people that's got it made. And rest ain't some option for people that are really spiritually mature and that have written books on spiritual formation. No, rest is for every son and daughter that is coming to the revelation that they are no longer a slave. Woo! Did you hear what I just said? I said rest is for every son and daughter who have come into the revelation that they are no longer a slave. I'm not a slave to this job. I'm not a slave to this money. I'm not a slave to your expectations. I'm not a slave to my expectations. I'm a son. I'm a daughter who has been set free, and who the son sets free is free indeed. And that means rest is a part of my profile. It's a part of my strategy. It's a part of my advantage. Rest is the new, napping is the new hustle. Napping is a part of my advantage. Rest equals freedom. Come on, y'all. That's what this is. That's what this is. So are you out here rested, or are you out here reckless? The reason why the relationship ain't vibing, it could not, it maybe it's that you ain't rested and you ain't taking care of yourself. So how in the world are you going to take care of your spouse? Maybe the sermons ain't coming together like you want them to because you ain't rested. So your sermons feel reckless. You're writing and you feel like you're all over the place. You feel reckless. Your leadership feels reckless. It doesn't feel organized. It's not focused. You feel distracted. Why? Because maybe you ain't rested. Maybe the greatest gift you can give yourself in Jesus' name is a nap in the middle of the day. Maybe you just need to go down and lay down on the couch for 45 minutes and start resting, start renewing your mind, getting in the presence of God, sitting in his presence, and turning the noise of the world off and saying, Lord, would you remind me who I am? Would you restore my soul? But this isn't an experience. It's not an event. It's a normal. You got to make it a normal. You got to make it a normal. Stop rendezvousing with God. And he's saying, we ain't got a rendezvous, boo. You can stay here. This can be your residence. It ain't got to be a rendezvous. It could be your residence. This could be where you live. I live from rest, not live for rest. It's the difference between living from love and living for love. You get to work from rest, not work to rest. There's a big difference between the two. I work from a rested place, not working so that I can get to a place and rest. Are y'all with me in here today? I know it's Veterans Day. I know it's Thursday, but come on. I hope you brought your. Are y'all rocking with me? Are we in here? Or am I here by myself? I said it's a difference between working from rest, working from a place of rest, or working for a place to rest. Child, I'm just working, working, working. I'm just waiting on the day where I can get some rest. I'm just waiting, child. I'm just waiting to the weekend. I'm just working. No, come on. You're not in college no more. You're not in college. Stop. Get your life. Get your life. Get your schedule. And those of you that are in college, you're not a heathen in college. You know, heathens in college, they just do what they got to do throughout the week so they can get to the weekend and tear their lives up. So Monday could come and they be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that this weekend. I feel terrible." Friday, it's the weekend. Let's do it again. And they just destroy themselves. Come on, can we stop spiritually acting like we're heathens in college? Can you stop working like a slave all week and trying to pretend like you a son and a daughter on Sunday throughout a service with a couple of worship songs? Come on, can we grow up, please? Can we not be a slave all week and then act like a son and daughter with a couple of Maverick City songs and a CC Winans and one old Phil Wickham and now, ooh, I'm a son, I'm a daughter, and then you go back to slaving throughout the week? Can we stop? Can we not do that? Can we walk in who God's created us to be? Can we stop rendezvousing and start residing? Can we start living in His presence? Yeah, that's good, Alan. That's exactly right. The rest gets you to a place of neutral. Do y'all remember us talking about neutral yesterday? It gets your whole your heart and your soul. Some of you have hard conversations, you have hard situations, you walking into difficult places. How are you walking in those places unrested? How are you pulling it off unrested? I know how you pulling it off. You pulling it off recklessly. See, maybe your moodiness, maybe your bad attitude, maybe your lack of compassion is coming from just a lack of rest. It's like, yo, if you just took a nap, you'd be a better person. If you just got 6 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep, if you got 8 hours of sleep in a prayer time, it is for some of y'all that'll save your marriage. Come on in here, somebody. You ain't got energy for intimacy. You ain't got energy to make love. You ain't got energy to be present at all because you so tired. You better take a nap and make out. You better take a nap and give us some. Give him some. Hello, and here's somebody. Come on. I'm talking to the married people. Single people, just take a nap. And the Lord will sustain you and give you all that you need. So I'm gonna tell you something. You don't want the heat of trying to pursue spiritual things and including things that are outside of His will in this season. You just don't want the heat. It ain't even that, oh, single and don't have sex and it. No, 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 no. It's not even some like moral. Ooh, this is gonna be terrible. It's just the last thing you want in this season is to grab something that's out of season for you. Oh my God, the last thing. So if you single, grabbing sex in this season of your life is just not what you want. It's just not what you don't want out of season content in this season. It's gonna taint the purpose and the destiny in the story that God has orchestrated. Do you want your story? You want God's story? You want your story, God's story. So I'm not even doing that, that singles just y'all gonna be all right, just suck it up. No, it's like, oh no, don't you grab nothing out of season. You ever ate something out of season? It may look good and yeah, no, the way your spiritually immune system is set up in your singleness, sex is not what you want in this season. And you know what? Let's just be honest. You're gonna mess around and make sex a god, thinking that That's you're gonna worship, bow down and worship at the altar of sex as if that's the thing that's gonna save you. It's not. It's not. You better get your life. You better get your life. You better get your life. Yeah, it's pleasurable, it's good. So is the fair. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Relax. Let me tell you something. It ain't the best. It ain't the best thing that's ever happened to me. It ain't the best thing. It's good. It ain't the best thing that ever happened to me. Jesus is the best thing. Jesus, you're the best thing. Hey, that ever happened. Let me stop. From a place of rest. From a place of rest. From a place of rest. I go to work. I go to live and be the woman that God's called me to be. I go to live and be the man that God's called me from a place of rest so that I might show up focus. I'm reading y'all's comments. So that you might show up, watch this, not reckless, but rested. And stand in the sobriety of rest while, watch this, pursuing your passion in the with the intoxication of the Spirit creates an anointing on your life that makes you a formidable foe, unstoppable, filled with purpose, on your assignment, on your way to being exactly who God called you to be, how God called you to be it, and where he called you to be it at. That's what God's doing. So today the word is not reckless, but rested. I'm here. I'm here. I'm rested, and I'm ready for what God has for me today. Happy Veterans Day, y'all. I see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I see y'all tomorrow.